everybody, welcome back. If you're new here, hi, I'm Mercury, and this is my daily vlog. So today, it's 9/11. Let's remember what happened. So whenever it's somebody's birthday who perished during 9/11, whose name is on this memorial, they put a flower to celebrate their birthday. One thing about being a New Yorker and living in New York City or anywhere in the tri-state area during September of 2001, you knew somebody who died. It's such a populous area. No one was left unaffected by this. So it's really mind-boggling to me how time kind of changes, and that there are people now who weren't alive when this happened. There are people alive who did not experience what we experienced. And it's hard to know what to do with that. Like, sure, we could talk to them about it, we could explain this to them, it's in the history books. It happened, we know it happened, but textbook knowledge and experiential knowledge are not the same thing. And how do we keep that experiential knowledge alive? How do we do that? I don't know. Do you know? I don't know. Maybe something like this. Maybe those of us who were there sharing our experiences, maybe that's how we keep it alive. Maybe that's how we do it. That being said, maybe this is a good time and place to tell my 9/11 story. So, 9/11, 2001. Thought it was a good time to go to Disney World. I kid you not. I was flying out of New York. I was flying out of LaGuardia Airport, and my plane was on the runway. I was on the plane, and if you're familiar with the New York area, from the runway of LaGuardia, you can see Lower Manhattan. And from the plane, I was watching the first tower burn. I was watching the plumes of smoke coming out of that building. We didn't know what was going on at the time. World Trade Center had always been a target. There had been, bombing attempts in the past. Like things happened there. So we didn't know it was what it was at that time. So the plane took off, and shortly after the plane took off, the second tower got hit, and you know, then we knew it was something horrific, something we had never seen or imagined or could even think was possible was happening. And pilot got on the horn, you know, got on the PA, and was so transparent with us. It was like, you know, gave us the information, you know, both towers were hit by planes. We don't know why, we don't know what happened. You know, our plane is safe. You know, there's no reason to panic. You know, there's no reason to think we're in danger. We're okay. We're continuing on at that moment. The pilot did give us permission to use our cell phones and the on-flight phones to call any loved ones we wanted to, just in case, to let them know we're okay. That was when I learned cell phones do not actually work on a plane, even if they're not in airplane mode. Cell phones do not work 30,000 feet in the air. Interesting little tidbit. So even though they ask you to turn them off, it wouldn't do you any good to leave them on. That aside, so we're flying along, and the pilot gets on the PA again, and he's like, we're gonna have to land. The plane is safe, we're not in jeopardy, but all flights are being grounded, and we have to land. I was 21 at the time, not even. I was just shy of 21. And we landed in North Carolina. And I got stuck there for a few days. And I just remember, you know, landing and getting off the plane, and all the news reports on the TV, and watching my city burn. There's no way to describe that. There isn't. So, thank you to the lovely people of North Carolina who were hospitable and put us up in hotels and gave us water and shelter and accommodated us while I was stranded. Because I mentioned how old I was because I was too young to rent a car. So even when flights resumed, I wasn't comfortable getting on another plane right away, just because there was still so much unknown. And I was too young to rent a car. Car rental agencies will not rent you until you're 24. So I had to find a way to get home. So I ended up getting on Amtrak. Thank goodness there was a train that ran from North Carolina. I was in Raleigh-Durham. I was able to get from Raleigh back to Penn Station in New York City. And then from there, you know, train back home. But it was intense. And then, you know, I was in school at the time, and I was living in dorms in New York City, and just living in Manhattan during that time period. I spent a lot of time in Union Square Park. I just found it really cathartic. I remember, I don't know who did this or sponsored it, but there was like this roll of paper that was laid out the whole length of the park, and crayons and markers, and people would just go there and draw and doodle or well wishes or whatever was on their minds. You could put anything, but I spent a lot of time there. And it was also really hard because I was living across the street from the Armory, and if you're familiar with New York during that time period, the Armory is where everyone was posting the missing people flyers. more of them going up. Every day knowing someone else wasn't going to be found. So, that's my 9/11 story. That's my experience. And scratch the surface of any New Yorker that was around then. We all have one of these. So, if you're ever in New York and you come here, please remember, this is not a tourist attraction. This is a memorial. This is not an easy place to be for a lot of us. The way this was designed is both clever and heartbreaking, because the back facade of the 9/11 museum, which is, it kind of looks like a building laying on its side over there, it's designed to replicate the wreckage after the towers fell. And there was that sort of iconic piece that was sort of sticking out, and the top of the Fulton Center from this angle looks like that piece. And then we stand here at this fountain, at this footprint, at this grave. But at the same time, we rebuilt. And we came back. There is also a National September 11th Memorial Museum. I have never gone inside of here because there is a fee to attend, and I have pretty strong feelings about nobody making a profit off of what happened, and I don't really think any money transactional exchanges should be associated with 9/11, so I have never gone here for that reason. In remembrance, this is today, and we move on, we continue, we're survivors, and we keep on going. I will see everyone tomorrow, and until then, stay inspired by everybody.